So this is essentially the day 2, but still we are in the fundamentals of RPA, right? So pretty much most of you are very new to RPA, right? So few are in the got little bit of experience in RPA business analyst, but not much into RPA development. So I'll be going right from scratch on how to do this automation business analyst job and also the automation developer job, both. Today's topic is very important for RPA BA, mainly because this will cover everything that is required to perform the RPA BA role. It will get you all the basics that is required. So if you attend today's class, you are pretty much ready to start searching job in the market as a RPA business analyst. Even though most jobs that will ask you for 1 to 2 years experience, if you are able to relate with in any of your prior job, you will be still all good to go and get this job, right? But to gather more experience and to more know about the other aspects of the BA, you need to still attend all the classes, right? So as a BA, it is very essential to know how the RPA developer works. And for performing the successful job as a RPA developer, you need to know how a business analyst work, because you both are going to work together with each other. So even though you interact with many people, the interaction with business analyst is small. It is on daily basis, the developer and business analyst talk to each other, discuss requirement, and so on, right? So within this, if you are not sure about what I am talking during the any time of this meeting, so you can stop there and ask me question. Raise your hands in the meeting, so I will stop there and listen to your questions and try to answer there. Okay. So it is mainly the fundamentals. So by end of today session, you will be clearly able to define what business analysis is, right? So business analyst is different, but business analysis is different. So a business analyst to perform a business analysis job, right? Analyst job, you need to perform business analysis or both, right? So as analyst, you will be doing more analysis, right? So today we will be talking about, you will be able to define what business analysis is and how this business analysis is going to help you, right? Or help you and the organization in performing the planning. So what kind of planning? This is the strategic planning of the entire project, right? And also it will help about taking a clear decision, right? Whether to do the project or not do the project, whether this can be automated or cannot be automated, and everything you will be able to define. So basically you will be able to define what business analysis is, right? So, and also you'll be able to tell the importance of the business analysis. So why is business analysis, so important in the business and in the RPA world? So everything you will be able to explain. And more importantly, you will be going into the business analysis course, and you will be talking about the process, right? So RPA process is mostly, it is the business process, and we also call this RPA process, which is robotic process automation process, right? And procedures, and what are the difference between the process and the procedures, and what are the components are in the entire process, right? You will be also able to describe about the roles, their responsibilities, and what skills you required to perform the job as a business analyst or as a developer, right? What are the skills you require? And what are the challenges that you come across while doing this business analyst job? So that you will be able to explain. And we'll be talking about few techniques, right? A few skills and a few techniques to identify the process, right? So to do the assessment, the business process assessment, and prioritize that assessment based on various factors of the business, right? Where it can be complexity of the business or many other related areas, such as the environment and stability of the applications, and so on. And there are many other factors that may even help us or to stop doing the automation that we will explore, right? And also we will be I will be also sharing you a few techniques that will help you calculate the automation potential of and their benefits, right? So by implementing this automation, what is the benefit, right? So you need to give in terms of value, right? So a tangible benefit, a measurable benefit that you will be able to explain to the company. So what is the benefit that organization can bring by doing this automation? You're going to save this much amount of time or this much amount of money, or we call that as ROI, which is return on investment. So everything I will talk a technique about how to calculate those and how to project that in your documentations, right? And you will be also able to identify the purpose of doing this automation by using a document called process design document. So I'll be showing how to prepare different documents and how to put in all the information to create a well-structured and defined process definition document. Right? And I'll be also sharing about the entire automation life cycle, right? So either as a business analyst or as a developer, you need to know the life cycle. So in the last class, I showed you a table about the different roles and what they perform, and we will be diving a little bit more deeper and find out what actually the each and every role performs, right? So every title, the automation business analyst or a solution architect or a developer, what they actually perform and why they are performing it, right? So which we will talk in a life cycle of the entire automation, right? And different stages of the change control process. So as a business analyst, you will be also doing some change control, and we'll be, if time permits, we will talk about that as well. And you might be knowing UAT, right? So business analysts also do UAT plan. So we'll be talking about UAT as well. Right, so these are the most of the things that we'll be covering as part of this automation business analyst fundamentals. All right. So first, let us define it. So how to define it? So what is business analysis? Right. So when you to simplify, easily tell this, so we will understand business needs. Right. So what is business analysis? We focus on understanding the business requirements. Right. Business requirements or business needs, or understanding the problem, and also we recommend a solution. Right. That will actually help to achieve their business goals. So a business might be having a different problems or different goals in an entire year, or how they want to solve it, right? So our business analysis mainly focus on understanding their business requirement and problems, and we will be recommending the solutions. So business analyst itself is doing that. So he analyzes the problem, he understands what the requirement is, and say, this is what I recommend. So if you automate in such way, so we'll be able to achieve the business goals, right? So this type of analyzing, right? Analysis involves many factors, right? So many steps, actually. It is gathering and analyzing data. So a business analyst will be given a lot of documents, data, to mainly identify the processes, to understand the processes, to understand the data, and then he recommends improvements to those processes, right? So currently there is a process that is in the organization which may not be effective, and that consumes a lot of manual processes. So this business analyst will analyze that document and say that, okay, this is not how you need to do that, but we will do in the other way, right? So that you can reduce the manual effort. So for example, somebody on daily basis go to office, right? So what we usually do after going to office, we open our email and read the email and read about the instructions, right? So what instructions we read for what task we need to perform on that day, right? So usually our day starts with that. So every day we read the instructions and we perform the task assigned by our manager, right? And then we do, we will respond to that email. So usually we perform some transactions using that email. We open some applications and we perform a transaction and respond to the email, right? So this depends actually on the role you are performing. If you are a tester, you do test case execution, right? From the email or if any other application you open and execute the test case. But if you are doing some kind of customer service job, you open the email and perform a transaction and create some ticket or respond to a ticket, right? So this is what you usually do. So anything, any work that you do is called a process, right? So if you are analyzing that process, what you actually do, there might be a lot of manual tasks that you will be doing. And end of the day, if you see the actual time you put and the effort you are putting, so you need to see in a year how many transactions you are doing, right? Similar like you, there might be many other resource doing the same task, which is the repeated and manual tasks you are doing, right? So you are analyzing it and you are analyzing the process with the data and you are recommending the improvements. Now you are telling that, okay, this process needs to be automated in such way that we are going to save time and save money, right? So that is what you are going to tell. So then you need to see, now the definition, and uh, I told it is going to help them achieve their business goals, right? And the main essence of this is to take informed decisions, right? And it also improve the overall quality of the business. It improves the customer satisfaction and many so on, right? There are many business goals it can help achieve, right? And also it can streamline the operations. So if you see, you are bringing more improvement to the business process they are doing, and you are streamlining that operations, and you are also identifying growth opportunities, right? And also you are improving the profitability as well, right? Um, yeah. So there are yes. So there are. So I told what is business analysis. Actually, why it is needed. So that is the second thing that we are discussing now, which is that we are identifying the growth opportunities and improving the profitability, right? So why it is actually needed? If you see today, uh, business has a lot of challenges, right? So we need, it is really efficient that it is really required that you actually perform business analysis, because it is heavily competitive in the market, each and every business. And if some business is not automating and adapting to the agile world that we are living today, right? It is so fast paced and heavily competitive. Somebody is not able to adapt and able to transform their business processes. It's very rare they will be able to stay in the market. So to do that, business analysts are very essential to analyze and understand and see how the improvements can be bring in. Because the new technologies on every day, every new AI comes, and so many improvement in the technology, and still many companies staying in the old technology, very hard to survive, right? So that is why it is very required to do the business analysis, and that is why you can see many business analyst jobs comes in these days, that require business analysts, right? So especially those have RPA work experience, they are in huge demand. You need to know AI. If you need to know RPA. So if you know and you also have business analyst experience, you are a hot cake in the market. People need you to do the analyst job, right? So how effectively you can do the analysis job, that we will see in the course, right? Over the next 4 or 8 weeks, we will be talking more about this and using many techniques to do this most effectively, right? Including the development as well. So yeah, we need to understand the reasons why it is very important, right? So strategic planning. So, Harpreet, yes, you raised your hand.
So, Raj, so can we define this like when we are doing the business analysis
Mhm.
or a process with the business?
Mhm.
So you said that it is like we are going to go through their process and suggest them a better way to do that process.
Yeah.
So is that something which we would also aligned to Lean Six Sigma kind of work as well, like the framework to identify and eliminate some not required steps or something like that. So can we say that, or it is completely based upon RPA?
See, actually, that is a very good question. So it is one of the technique, right? Six Sigma is a technique or a tool uh, to uh, to actually ignore all the waste data, right? So the waste of work that we are doing. So it is another technique. Yes, still you can bring that as well. So, however, we have identified certain techniques to do the RPA process, right? So we don't have specific Six Sigma process for RPA. It is a generic business analysis process, right? So yes, you can tell that very well. Tell that I use Six Sigma as a technique to identify waste and remove it. Yes, definitely you can tell that. If possible, you can use that as well, right? So, but RPA is here is a different technique, right? It is only the automation technique. So somehow, if you are able to use Six Sigma in that, that's really good because it actually simplifies the process, right? So yeah, Gautam. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I'm just using my husband's profile. It's Dipti here. Yeah, I mean, like following this question, I just was thinking like because now ISO system, the quality management system, is more prevalent uh, in the organization. So, do you think like that is one of the tools we can use to identify the business requirements and then we comply them and then design the business strategy? Uh,
Okay, see, ISO, it is also a quality compliance standard, right? For a
yeah,
company, they do the business. It actually provide you guidelines or checklist, right, to how to do business, right? If the
yeah,
data follows certain format, and
yeah,
that itself is kind of, it can be configured based on different businesses, right? Different industry wise, they will have different ISO standards, right?
mhm,
So it is kind of a checklist to identify if they are doing the business right. Uh,
mhm,
but this is actually to find how to improve the business, right? How to fine tune
mhm.
the business or enhance the business. So even it is much more than an ISO, right?
Yeah,
So this is like process improvement. There are two things in this. Like one is the process improvement, and another is the process automation. So
mhm,
you might be already having ISO, that's not a problem. You
yeah,
still find ways to improve that business or simplify that business and automate that business to bring more savings and cost. But yes, even after automating, also you can have that ISO and still have that end customer satisfaction checklist and verify the product and everything. You can still do that. Still ISO can be applied, and for the corporate question, yeah, you can also have Six Sigma as well, right? So
yeah,
these all are quality standards, right? And how is the business working correct, right? Is the business doing the right thing? Is what all these things check. Yes, you can do that very well. But what we are talking about is process improvement, right? Business process improvement. So this is slightly different from all those aspects,
sure.
right?
Thank you. Thanks, Susan.
Yes. Actually, this business analysis itself a very complex topic, right? So from different perspective, people see developer may think that or some other resources in a business, they have a different perspective. They don't see what the business analysts are going through, right? It is not an easy job to do actually. It is a most challenging job because there will be different perspective in a business, right? From different stakeholders, it is different perspective, and your job is to bring all these stakeholders together and strategize a business to make each and everyone understand and communicate effectively with the stakeholders. So all these things are important, but don't be panic. It is not. Actually, you can do it with the right knowledge, right skills, and the right techniques. You can easily do it. Right? Just you need to follow what we are actually instructing in the class, and then it is all good. You can perform the RPA business analyst job. Yeah, so we'll mainly focus only on automation business analyst, right? So why there are many reasons we are doing that. The strategic planning is one of them, because you need to see the opportunities, right? We need to identify the opportunities and sometimes threats as well, right? Because when you are automating, there will be a lot of problems as well. Because you are taking some people's job. So other people says, many says that you are actually replacing humans, right? But actually we are not replacing them. We are actually improving the work. So you need to explain in such a way that what are the benefits that you are bringing in that. So you need to identify the opportunities, threats, and also you need to develop strategies to use the strength and mitigate weakness, right? So there will be problems as well. So you need to tell the advantages of doing the automation, and then you need to mitigate in that way. So that is why strategic planning is all about. So there might be a short-term goal and the long-term goal. In short term, you will be automating few processes, but in the long term, it is the entire business will be automated, right? So there will be many more processes automated. So you need to work with the top level management to understand what are their goals, their short-term and long-term goals, how much benefits we are going to bring, or how much customer satisfaction we are going to bring, and so on. Right. So actually, it helps to improve the decision making. Right. So decision making, it's not only automation. So in the organization wide, when you are analyzing the data, so you can you help the business to take some informed decisions, right? Because when you are analyzing the data, you can see that what pattern of business they are doing on daily basis, right? How many data are coming in, how the process is done, how many people are working in the processes, and what are the different kind of benefits that they are getting, right? How many hours of manual effort they are putting into do this work, the entire business processes. So you get a good informed decision about using the data. You can analyze and tell the organization, this process, why you want to automate the process, or why you do not want to automate the process, why you want to bring improvement to the business, right? So how many customers you are going to satisfy in that, how you are bringing more sales to the business by doing this automation. So you will, with your data points, you will be able to help the management or the organization take more informed decisions. Sorry. Someone in the waiting room. Sorry, Vijay, I was... yeah, I just accepted Vijay to join. Yeah, so, by doing the decision making, so yes, the management decided, yes, let's automate the business, right? So in that way, if you are automating it, right, and you can get increased efficiency and productivity, right? So we are actually helping the business increase their efficiency and productivity by automating their business process, and also you can help that organization to take a better decision, as you've seen in the improved decision making, and it mainly helps you reduce cost, right? So in automation, at the end of the time, it comes to cost, right? So if you automate more, you are reducing the cost, and also it's not only the cost, but most of the time it is the cost. But it depends on business as well. At times, somebody want to improve the customer satisfaction, right? So that is few customers are on that side, and somebody want to improve the moral itself, as we discussed in the previous classes, right? So there are other things as risk management. So what are the risks that we are talking about, right? So there will be many risks that in a company, right? People are risks, right? The business itself, the business rule itself, at times it is risks, right? So you need to, it can be people risk, systems risk, environment risk, and and so on. There are many kinds of risks that you may need to analyze and find how this automation is going to help mitigate the risks, right? So mainly how this is happening is you are going to monitor and analyze, monitor and mitigate, right? So that it is under control. So once you all done this, so finally comes the enhanced customer satisfaction, right? Only if you are doing proper strategic planning and improved decision making, and it helps you save cost and increase your productivity, and you are able to mitigate all the risks comes. Finally, it gives the enhanced customer satisfaction as well, right? So customer satisfaction, it is a complex topic as well, uh, because it depends on different customers, right? What they actually need and what they actually prefer as well, right? So based on the customer needs, the business actually provide the services or products that will help increase the sales and productivity, and yeah, it gives this customer satisfaction. So as a RPA business analyst, what you will do is you are playing a critical role in that organization to achieve the goals, to analyze and to do the strategic planning and all this, whatever we have mentioned. So mainly to increase their presence and give them competitive business in the most challenging environment that we are facing today, right? So your presence is very, very important nowadays. So, what I would strongly suggest, you all, even though you are in the RPA developer course, try attending few business analyst as well. If you get a chance to work as a RPA business analyst, take it, because you can actually get a different exposure, different perspective when you are working as a RPA business analyst. You engage with the different stakeholders. You are able to take part in various other activities than typing just code, right? Than developing just the process. You will be seeing a lot of other things outside the process, right? It is the most challenging role, but once you are able to do that, right, you will be also able to do the development very well, because you understand from the business perspective what they are expecting, and how to communicate with the business stakeholders, and how to bring more improvements to the company. So if you're a RPA developer, take this role, or you can involve more with the business analyst and understand what their thought process is all about, because they analyze more about the data and the requirement, and they exactly know what they are expecting out of the process, right? So it's not just the document. More than the document that you see as a developer, it is more knowledge they might be having as a business analyst, because they are talking directly to the business users, right? They involved in more stages than you are. So, but if you are a business analyst, and if you are able to take few, if you are able to grasp the automation developer concept, try taking that role as well, because you will understand the challenges that a RPA developer is going through, right? So you will know how to write a correct document, right? So you will know how to document a requirement so that the developer can understand it easily, right? So if you are able to take a RPA developer role for some time and work in it, you will understand that challenges. So you will give the proper input, proper process design document, and proper output, expected output, and you also document many other uh, key matrices, right? How much FT you are going to save and everything. So that will help the entire business. So it's between both, right? So whatever you are learning extra about, in the business analyst, where they learning RPA developer, right? RPA development, something, it is really good, and that is what mainly I want to tell about. Okay, so far I talked many. So let us make it a little bit interactive. We'll go with the question and answer, right? So this question is for you. What are the benefits of business analyst? Choose one of the option below. Just type your answers in the chat and send only to me, so I know who is Okay.
Oh,
What are the benefits of business analysis? Choose one of the option. Okay.
oh, sorry. Number 2.
Okay. If you're told a decreased efficiency and productivity, then that is the wrong answer. Right. So if it is improved decision making, yeah, most of you, yeah, everybody told improved decision making. That's good. So that is the main thing. So it helps us take improved decision making. That's the correct answer. Okay. Now we will talk about the industries that are adopting to business analysis, right? So there are various industries that are. Can you tell any industry that are not using automation? Then let us talk about industry that are using automation. Harpreet trying to talk, but I can't hear your voice.
I think construction.
Construction. I quite not agree with that one because in the construction involves there are so many people in it, right? So if you see the payroll and their time
Yeah,
things, so still
time
they
sheet.
automated, and
Correct.
inventory they have to bring a lot of materials and things, so they have systems to track all those as well. Yeah, so it's really a hard question, very hard question. Seems to be an easy one.
But Australia, I think, yeah, definitely it's like very organized, and like things are pretty like they use very sophisticated
Yeah,
applications and all. So
yeah,
like it's like I can understand, yeah, it
yeah,
would be RPA would be taking part in
yeah.
solving their problems.
If they have systems and data, yeah, definitely
Correct.
without automation, it's very difficult. For me, it is very hard to tell which industry is not using automation. But if it is, which industry is using automation, pretty much all the industry is using automation, right? So but who is using more and less, we can tell. Maybe the construction industry use very less automation when compared to banking, finance, healthcare, manufacturing, retail, and IT, right? So these are the industries which use a lot of automation in them, right?
But Rajneesh, in construction industry also, when we use the machines, the data they store, that's all automated. I mean, it's like they have an embedded system in the machines itself to
Yeah,
record the data and the performance of those machines, which is already automated.
yeah,
I worked in a beverage company and I've seen like sometimes there is a problem in the data capturing there in the machine. They
yeah,
stop using that machine itself because they can't trace the efficiency and like they can't let it work without having the robotics thing within themselves.
yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
it is in the construction industry as well. But what
yes.
Harpreet was saying is, Australia wide, it is very much developed. But few underdeveloped countries in the construction area, they don't worry about the machinery because they do things manually still, even the construction itself. Maybe there it is used less, but nobody can't ignore automation, right? So pretty much all the industry, like here, the Boral is one of the manufacturing, the construction industry is heavily using automation in their back-end systems. Even they use UiPath as a tool to automate most of their back-end processes. Yeah, so we are seeing, pretty much in all the industries, and it looks really good. The industry looks very good, pretty fresh at the time. At this point of time, more opportunities started evolving. In the last session also, I talked about this, touch on how much jobs and how much they earn and things like that. So it's so many opportunities coming up, but they need right resources who have the proper RPA skills, and that is quite challenge now, right? But you are there with the proper skills, people need you, right? So yeah, actually what they do in banking and finance is what I want to talk about, right? So in the banking and the finance industry, so mainly it is one of the industry that is exposed directly to the customers, right? One of the main industries. So directly people are accessing their services, right? So then they definitely need to improve the customer service, right? They provide banking as a service, right? You are using your credit card and debit cards. You have accounts management, so they need to manage your account, and you are doing transaction directly using ATM, or you are buying things. So there are so many things, right? So banks volume are pretty huge, right? So by doing the operation is so expensive because the volume of records is so high, and they definitely need to reduce the operational cost in them, right? So that is where the business analyst role is very essential in the banking industry, because you will work directly with the stakeholders to identify the areas of improvement. And you will be helping to develop new automation solutions just to meet the needs of the end customer, right? Which is the generic users like us who is using their services on daily basis. Right, one example I can tell, if you apply for a home loan and it is taking like 2-3 months to get a loan, you don't go to that bank again, right? So you just want to apply for another bank who gives it faster. So with RPA as a backend, if the bank is applied with the automation technology, so they just process your loans much faster, or you know the result whether you are getting it or not, right? So you need to keep the customers informed about your business process. I can say different, there's so many business processes within banking and finance. I just touch base on only the home loans, but whatever you see inside the banking and finance, they all comes under automation. Right. Next is the healthcare. So healthcare, right from the patient enter the hospital and until they pay the bill, everything is automated in the backend, right? Somebody, even though they are working in manually entering the systems, still they need some automation support there, right? So you need a business. If the hospital is not properly the business processes there are not properly automated, right? Then there comes the difficulty of using the hospital services. You can find a long queue standing in the hospital for each and everything, for registering the patient registration or buying medicine or everything. You can find queues there, mainly because their process is not automated and it takes a long time to enter the data and provide you the services, right? So you need to, if you want to work with healthcare, and you will be analyzing their processes and providing their areas of identify the areas of improvement, and bring more satisfaction to how to bring more customer satisfaction to the healthcare industry, right? Any example processes anybody can tell in the healthcare? So each of you tell one process. For example, appointment booking is a process.
Correct. I was going to say that.
Sorry, man.
And when you go to attend the appointment, then there is a system like the number will display on the screen, and then you have to go to a particular clinic,
Yeah.
and then you will receive a message as well, automated message, and yeah, that's all interlinked. And that's how you yourself can go to the respective clinic
Yeah.
to attend. So there's no manual
Yeah.
like manual intervention required in that
Yeah.
case.
It is the service queue management process. Maybe just to give a name, it can be a appropriate name. That one I may call that as a queue management system, right? Or may service SLA, service queue management system, right? And appointment management system is one thing I told. So
Right.
simply one name that you can think of in in a hospital industry. There are many, you can think in different perspective, from a doctor perspective, from a friend's perspective, from a medical, what is that? From the medical center perspective, different perspective you can tell. So just one name of the process.
So I
Okay.
think one more thing we can say is a payroll also,
Yeah,
because payroll is again there.
it is a common thing applicable to.
Common thing applicable all.
I'm asking this, it is a reason that I ask you to name one process. You actually think about that domain, right?
Yes.
You
So
can,
like patient management system, like the doctors enter their medical results and then it's a centralized system.
yeah,
And
yeah, that's correct.
anywhere you go, anywhere you go to any specific doctor, they will have access to your medical history because one doctor has entered that thing,
Yeah,
has entered medical records of yours, and then other doctors can view those results as well.
exactly. Yeah, that is good. Yeah, just one you told like a
Patient management system.
Yeah, patient management system is the perfect name.
Yeah.
Any other? Vijay, Venkat?
Are we just talking about healthcare or others
Yeah,
also?
I'm just asking in healthcare because this is very common. Everybody, we who go to hospital, right? We see that. So you no need to work in the healthcare industry to answer healthcare.
And
I think
recently,
one more would be payments also, like billing
Payment processing system, document processing system,
payment percentage.
and
Yeah.
you can say the medicine, medicine records maintenance system, right?
Right.
And anything else, Vijay, Venkat, Vijay Kumar? Any other name you can tell?
Medicine stocks which is available.
Yeah, medicine stocks management system. Good.
inventory stock.
Yeah,
Inventory.
inventory, you are talking about different equipments in the
Yeah.
hospital, right? Yes.
Hospital. And we have come across with new thing at Children Hospital is a portal. They have designed a portal for the patients patients' families.
Okay.
So we can access all the record of the patient as well as the future appointments, and we can talk to the doctor as well on that portal. So
Health,
it's basically a service management system could be.
yeah, healthcare, health records management system,
Yeah.
right?
Or patient management systems.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
first we are talking about the system, and then we will see what we can automate in that system. Right. So patient record entry is a system itself, but next we will talk about how to patient record entry automation. If somebody will be manually entering that, we will automate that. But for first, business analysts need to understand what the system is all about, who is using that, and what are the challenges in using that system. Right. So every industry will have different kind of systems and automation in them. So in the manufacturing industry, so very similar to any other industry, they will also have their own things, right? Mainly the supply chains, right? They have supply chain and they have a production in the manufacturing, and they have employees, so employee record maintenance. So you need to optimize their production process itself, right? So for Harpreet question, you can apply that here in your manufacturing processes, right? You can bring Six Sigma here to identify, to reduce the wastage, right? So reduce the waste and improve quality here. So in the manufacturing wise, you build the products, right? So you build different
Correct.
production.
Yes.
The product, mainly the Six Sigmas are used in this kind of production industry.
Industry. Yeah. I think it was introduced by Toyota only
Yeah, it is used in
initially.
Yeah, so Six Sigma is a kind of a sub process. You may take I highly recommend you to take a Six Sigma course if you are not doing, if you haven't done that. It doesn't take much time. It will take just a 2 hours time to finish the entire course. So half a day, maybe, maximum half a day it will take for you to finish. So there is a training academy called Yellow Belt. So yeah, Six Sigma Yellow Belt certification. So you need to take that. I will send that details separately. If you get time, you can take that as well. So which is, which adds some value to your resume, right? So in the production process, there will be many unwanted processes that they may be doing. For example, even in the burger production, right? So to produce a burger, you need to choose the type of bread or bun you are using, and different kind of input, the stuff that needs to go in, right? It may be vegetables and different kinds of meat and so on. And there are different tables here, right? So if I am taking the bread from here and walking up to somewhere there to fill the cheese or something, it is going to take a lot of time, right? So you need to keep everything in order place, so you can, quickly prepare and deliver the burger in the food industry, right? So even the food production industry. So very similarly in the manufacturing industry as well. So there will be a lot of processes that involved to produce the product. So you will be analyzing and see how you can bring improvements to that company, and bring a lot of savings in terms of cost, or increase the quality, and optimize their entire processes itself, right? So that is kind of a manufacturing process. In the retail industry as well, so it is very similar. So it is also another industry which is, more associated with the customers, heavily exposed, right? So because we visit the stores to buy products, right? So customer experience is very, very important here, and they need to increase the sales and reduce the cost involved in maintaining the retail industry, right? So business analyst, you will be working with the retailers to identify opportunities for improvement, right? Such as a kind of different kind of roles, right? Different kind of benefits, like inventory management, or everybody have online shopping, right? In the retail industry,
Right.
you need
We can say supply chain then, Rajneesh, supply chain,
supply chain is on.
accounting,
Yes. And
HR again, that payroll.
yeah, maintaining employee records, and especially in country like Australia.
Shifts actually, shifts. They have big stores, right? So they do a lot of shifts,
Yeah,
employees.
yeah.
And logistics as well.
Yeah, logistics and transport. Yeah, that is say the same, logistics and transport, and inventory. Yes, and maintaining your all the employee records, right? So there you are paying salary to them, and superannuation is part of that. And at times COVID hit, right? So if COVID is hit, so you need to send notification to if the customer is entering a store. So it's not going to come again, it's already done. Even nobody's taking care of COVID now. So now, before, like when it came, we have to scan the QR code and enter the store, and they send notifications. So you need to send bulk notification, bulk email, promotions, and so on, right? So many things are in the retail industry. So to enhance the experience of the customers while you enter the store, or when you are using their online shopping, right? So to increase, you need to increase their experience. So somebody visit their online store and try to buy a product, and they face it difficult, and if they close and go, it's like they are not buying any product, right? So you need to help improve that process, so that actually customer buys something when they go there. So as a business analyst, you can think how to bring more benefit to the company, right? So those are the industries they are adapting, and how business analysis helps this industry grow, right? So in all the industry, as we discussed now, you will be actually helping them, all these industries, to reduce their cost, increase efficiency, and improve accuracy, right? So by automating their processes. So what kind of processes it is? Yeah, it is maybe which is taking a lot of time, right? At times they do repeated processes, repetitive tasks. So those kind of tasks you will be automating, right? So what is the benefit of automating that? So by automating, you are going to reduce a lot of time, right? And you are going to free up the human. The human is doing a lot of tasks right? They can't work 24/7, but when we automate that, you are helping them do the work 24/7 in an automatic way, and you are freeing up the human worker so that, so what that human will do. So this is the very challenging question that you will get wherever you go. So you're saying you're going to automate. Does that mean that are you going to replace the human being, right? So this is the main question you will be getting in the interview point, as well as whoever you are as a business analyst. If you talk to people in identifying the right business process in all the industries I told, if you go there and talk about automation, people don't like you because you are going to automate their product and they take their work, right? So you need to tell that in such a way that you are getting more value added tasks, right? So see, the thing is that people actually do business with people, right? But actually what happens now is they are spending a lot of time on the systems, right? So that they are not engaging with the customers. In many industries, it is happening, like customers are very separate and business is separate. There is no proper interaction between them. The thing is that, the employers are busy maintaining the data, working again and again, and they don't have time to interact with the customer. If you buy a product from a company, they don't call you again. Have you noticed that? Once you buy access a service, it is gone, right? They never call you back and ask, is it going fine? Is our product working fine? Nobody asks that. The reason because they are busy doing their work. They are busy doing repeated work. So to improve that quality, if you take that repeated work from them, they will actually call you. So future is going to be like that. You will get a lot of interactions from the company, from this whatever services they are doing. You actually get a proper response. If you are not getting it, you will access another service, right? Another business. So it's a loss for them. So people who are using automation heavily, so there will be proper follow-up from them, right? So if you start interacting with some services in Google, you will get notification from Google telling to update, and same as Facebook, right? So the reason why once you open Facebook, you are not able to come out of that is it gives the notification everything that you like it, right? You watch a content and you are interested in a content, and Facebook knows that you are liking it, and they are sending it again and again, right? Just for an example. Same as Instagram, they allow people to stay there for long, and that is where they earn money. So how they do it, because once you open, you are into that content, and the next 10 contents are already ready, whatever you like, right? So based on your like, they send you proper content again that you will stay more time. Even you do some other work, you will get notification about your liked content, and you spend again the time there. So very similarly, the same concept, they are using machine learning, AI in the background to do, to give you services that you want. Very similarly, all the industry is going to adapt that in future. Whatever service you buy, even before you think you need to buy a home, a bank will call you and say your loan is ready to buy to buy a home loan. And another two real estate agents would call you that, we know that you are buying a home. I think this is a suitable home for you. So it is in such a way that, people know before even you think, everybody knows that what you are thinking. Actually, it is when we think about that, it seems quite dangerous, but it is going to be interesting, right? Yeah, so I was slightly off the topic that time, but you need to, as a business analysis in automation, you are going to help them do that. So far we talked about what is business analysis and thing, but actually what you do, main thing is you will be preparing documents, right? So you'll be defining the automation requirements. The requirement document is what you are going to prepare. So that is the main deliverable for you, right? So to do that, define the automation requirement, you need to do analysis, right? So only if you do a proper analysis, the data analysis and everything, you will be able to create a requirement. And impact analysis as well. So that is another thing that you need to do. So once you keep, once we automate a process, that actually going to impact many areas of the business, right? So you need to assess that as well, and bring to the table that, what is the impact that it is going to make. When it comes to impact, we can also talk about risks, right? And the benefits associated, benefits as well. So if there is risks, if you are mitigating, there will be benefits, right? And what are the benefits you are going to bring in automating the process? And you will be also providing recommendations for bringing the maximum benefit and also to mitigate the risks, right? So this is what actually why it is useful, right? So let me come to the question again in some time, right? So we know what it is. So mainly why we need that to identify automation opportunities, define automation requirements, assess the impact of automation, facilitate successful implementation, right? So facilitate successful implementation is not an easy task. You may discuss about the automation idea, and you will have developer to develop that idea, right? But when it comes to implementation, it is a challenging task, right? So as a business analyst, your role is very, very important in this place to implement that automation solution, right? Even though you are not highly technical in terms of development, your work is very necessary because you will be writing some more documents in that by interacting with many customers and many stakeholders, and you will be coming up with the test plans and many other plans as well. One of them is a test plan. So you will come up with that test plan is also called UAT test plan as well. So you will ensure that the solution meets the requirement, and also you will be communicating with the key business stakeholders, right? The UAT will be done by few business people and few key stakeholders, the product owner and things, right? So you will communicate between them and say, this is what we talked initially and this is what we are delivering. Both are intact, right? So your presence is very important in that, facilitate the successful implementation. Support ongoing improvement, right? So here, when one process is automated, that output of the one process could be the input of another process as well, right? So there are, based on the impact assessment, there are many surrounding processes with that process. So you will be automating those processes as well, right? So it is very, very important that you are helping to identify the opportunities and define the requirement and perform the impact assessment, and you are also ensuring the successful implementation of the project, right? So without your presence, without business analysts, it's not at all possible, and it is very difficult. And if business analyst is not involved, it will not give the expected output. They won't find many benefits, right? So even just there might be a very good developer, a great developer in the world for doing the automation, but if you don't have a proper business analyst, that you cannot expect a very good outcome with that one super developer, right? So it is very important that your presence is very essential for the successful of the project, right? So that is why I like business analyst. In my automation project, if I am doing, I like a very good business analyst. Yeah, because of various skills, you got plenty of skills actually, because you need to have the analyzing skill, and you should have the proper domain knowledge, right? The business knowledge you need to have, and you will also have a lot of tools and techniques, right? The documents, the way you create documents, the way you think, it is very different. So I like them. Yeah, Deepti.
Like Rajneesh, but if we work as a business analyst in a particular business, do we get an advantage like in the same business? I mean, is there any challenge if we change the business? Like now I'm working in banking and finance, and later if I want to switch to manufacturing,
Yep.
will that be an advantage or disadvantage? I mean,
Actually, it is. It depends on what you actually want, right? So some people prefer to learn more in a specific industry, right? So very similar, like the RPA is a very vast topic. It's a very wide industry, right? So very likely the financial industry also is very vast. There are so many things. Wherever you go, you can't learn each and everything there, right? So
that's right.
only
Yeah.
when you learn more, you will understand actually we don't know anything about that process. It's told by someone, some expert actually. So what I would say is, if you are, for example, you are currently working in a health, which industry you are working in?
In a service industry, language industry.
Okay. This is pretty much common to all the industry. You are in a service industry and you are servicing for a product or a service you are providing, facing the customer. So this is pretty much common to all the industry. Why I am saying, because, if you're going into finance, so or a home loan, you will learn more about home loans and their products. So some people can make a career out of that. They don't want to come there because they think that, okay, still there are more to learn in home loans, right?
Yeah.
As a business analyst, I would strongly recommend it's better to know about the more, many other domains as well. It actually adds value because the way you think, right? The analyzing is the core skill of a business analyst. Any business you would be able to analyze it. With the proper techniques, you are able to analyze and come up with a solution, right? So we are actually a solution provider for any kind of problem. The problem may be in manufacturing industry or healthcare industry or any other government sector. So whatever industry it is, we are the experts in analyzing and providing solution to them. So it doesn't matter at all, right?
Okay. It's
But
better to have a diverse knowledge about the businesses. Yeah.
of course, yeah, it is.
Right.
It will, the more you learn, you create more opportunities, right? So any
Yes.
industry can come up with another few opportunities as well. That will open doors to another industry. So it keeps on expanding. So learn more, experience more. That's actually, my suggestion.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Arvind.
Thanks. Yeah. So with all the skills that you have, you can significantly make a difference to all the implementation in the business analysis in automation. Okay, so so far from what we talk, so this is one question that you need to answer it to me in the chat. Which statement hold true about business analysis in automation? Choose one of the options below. Oh, the first one is not the option. I just want to delete it. Okay, while I talk to you, I will prepare this. That's fine. Yeah. What do you think? Okay, most of you have answered. The third option, most of you had answered the third option. If you have answered that, that's the right answer. Business analysis in automation helps organization identify automation opportunities. If you have answered anything other than that, it's wrong. Yeah. So domain can have only a single perspective. So, within a domain, there can be multiple perspective, right? So from a customer service perspective, that is one perspective. And from a developer point, it's another perspective. So that's not the answer. So why I give this one is, in the exam, you will be getting a very similar approach, very similar questions. It is not the same question. It is very similar you get. And it will be mostly multiple choice. At times they will tell, choose the one option. So here it is choose one of the options. So you need to choose only one. But at times it say choose all the options that applies. So there will be more than one answer to that, right? And you will be getting around 70 questions, I believe. Yeah, so if you are able to take more than 50 or 60, you'll be able to clear the RPA business analyst certification. Even if you are a developer, just go for this certification as well. Business analyst, or if you want to go into developer, you need to learn more about UiPath. So there is many more interesting classes coming up in the next weeks. So if you can understand that, pretty much you can make a career out of it. Right. So any questions so far? Anything that you don't understand from what I talked before? Or you are getting any new ideas or any questions? Okay, looks like you are all good. Okay. So you all have UiPath, right? UiPath installed.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Maybe let us, for a quick one, we will do just one program in UiPath and come back to make us refreshed. What is it? Is the theory too boring for you? Anyone? If you are not bored, I will continue. But if you feel you need some UiPath, then I will tell that in the next 30 minutes or so.
Rajneesh, can you explain the previous class program? I just want to have like a uh, live training on that.
Okay, the previous class, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The last part, like where you did the program.
Okay, you mean the UiPath one?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, definitely we'll do that.
Thank you.
So yeah, just open UiPath in your system. Let me know if everybody open your UiPath in your system.
It's open now.
Yeah, open.
It's good.
Raj, you're sharing your screen, you are not able to see.
Oh, okay, just one moment. Mm. Okay, so today we are going to create a program. So let me share my screen. So today I thought of covering all this topic, right? So we have, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. You are able to see
Yes,
day one, day two, right?
correct.
Yeah. So we have covered this part, right? And we are covered the day two as well. As a business analyst, what you are able to do, and the process discovery. No, this one we haven't started much. Okay, so still these areas to be covered. Yeah, so we'll cover this in the next class on the process discovery and process analysis. But as an RPA developer certification, so today I thought of talking through some advanced data manipulation and using some list and data tables, date time, invoke method. So this is quite advanced topic, but to go to this, we need to know some kind of basic data manipulation. So I will teach you data manipulation. What is data manipulation? And then I will start going through some advanced topic. Okay, so let me bring my screen of. Okay, so let us call this as Spring data manipulation. So what is data manipulation? Any ideas, anyone? You can tell
So I
anything.
think it's managing data, like rectifying any numbers or anything, or I think for uh, any rule-based data manipulation we can do. I think where there you have a huge data, you need to sort. So depending upon the criteria or the rules of the process, so you can say data manipulate can do the manipulation as well using UiPath.
Okay, that's almost right, but not exactly. Still, I'm looking for a more simplified answer. Right. So you're going to actually, okay, for example, I want to convert the data from USD to AUD, right? And I'm putting 450 or something here. So what I am expecting from the automation is, there are a lot of input data that may be 1, 2, 3, lot of data in an Excel sheet, right? So for example, let me bring the Excel sheet and say, okay, so this is AUD and USD and maybe INR, right? Some calculation. So I say, so these are the inputs. So my automation will copy this data from this Excel sheet and give input here. For example, 100, and you get the Australian dollar here. So for that, you will be copying this one. So when your automation is copying the data, it is actually copying the entire data, 1.52 Australian dollar, right? So here in the Excel sheet, you get the output as, maybe I change this to USD and this is AUD. So it is pasting like 1.52 Australian dollar. Right. So here I don't want the Australian dollar in it. I know it is Australian dollar. So I just want to remove this, right? So it is like correctly 1.52. So very similarly, you will come across many scenarios where you are extracting a value, but it has a lot of unwanted values surrounding that. And we don't want everything. We just want to have the exact data, right? So we need to do data manipulation to remove unwanted data. But at times, we need to add data to it to make it more appropriate and say, there will be some 2-3 different strings available. So here it is 1.2, 1.52, and we need to write somewhere the result, right? So the value of USD 100 in AUD is 1.52, right? So this is the expansion. So here, if you see, there are multiple strings. So the value of USD is a string, and this 100 will come from USD, right? So this comes from USD, and this comes from AUD. So there are two different strings here. One is the USD value, and this value is the AUD value, right? So instead of this braces and AUD, you are just going to replace with the value 1.52. And instead of USD, you are going to replace this 100, right? So you need string manipulation either to manipulate the string. Manipulate is changing, right? Change the string so that it is working correctly. Okay. So let's start building a project. So where you are manipulating a string, right? So for that, you will be creating a project along with me to manipulate your string. So last week, I just show only what is UiPath, Studio, what is a robot, and what is a orchestrator. So here you will be, and also we saw what is activities, what is a project panel as well, right? So in the project panel, you can see there are a lot of dependencies in it. And there are the debug panel to execute the program, right? We will be learning more about debugging in the debugging chapter. But today we will be using activities to write a more program, right? So today we'll be learning about what is variable and what is arguments. Sorry, arguments let us go into the next class. It is quite in-depth advanced topic. So in the variable, we will create a variable. And let us say input text, right? So we got the input text. So this is one thing. And next thing we create is a company name. Company name is another text. And finally, thanks text. Thanks text. And maybe I say output text as well, right? So I have multiple variable here, but as soon as I create the variable, you can see the variable type is string, right? And there are also many other variables when you expand. You can also take that number. Just one moment. Someone at the door. Okay, so we are going to use this text, and I'm going to tell you, okay, welcome. I'm going to call you a name and say, welcome to this training, or welcome to automate anything or whatsoever. And we'll be using some string operations, right? So using string, we can add string, remove string, and append string. And as Harpreet told, we can even sort as well sometime, right? And yeah, we can do a lot of operations in string, right? So for that, so we need to have an activity called assign, right? So, okay, how to get assign activity? Go to the activities panel and type assign. Okay, so we are going to assign some value to this variable, right? So I drag and drop. As soon as I drag and drop, you can see that it got an error, right? So usually we get error when we, starting it, everything you will face failure, but oh my God, it is error, and you are not ready to accept that error and learn, you won't progress actually. So we will try to fix what that error is, right? So it is saying that value for it is required. There is no to and no value. When you read this, it's mostly in proper English that you can understand. So it is saying that you don't have a to and you don't have a value. That is the problem. And what is this warning? It says, there is some error. Please go and fix that. Right. So that is what it is saying. So don't be panic when you get this kind of warnings or error. It is easy. It is actually a good thing. Right. So first thing what you need when you drag and drop an activity, you need to type something in this assign. So you need to rename that. Okay. So you need to rename and tell that, okay, so assign, sorry, it is already assigned input text, right? So, or input text value. So you can write something. And also next thing you need to do is like annotation. So when you right click on this, it will say annotations and add annotations. So this one you need to create it first itself. You need to write, we are learning about string data manipulation. Okay, using real-time examples. Okay, so the main objective is to learn string data manipulation using real-time examples. So in the left-hand side, I will use the first variable, which is called input text. When I start typing input or in, it will start suggesting a lot of things. Mostly the first thing is the variable, right? The first suggestion is the variable, but still you can type fully and find it out and check. The rest of the things, you no need to worry about all the other things. First thing, you are going to take the variable, and now you are going to assign some value. I'm going to say welcome to, okay, welcome to and space. Now the error is gone and the warning is gone. So at this point of time, you have in the input text, you got welcome to, right? So this is one thing. Now I copy the same thing again. So, very similar like Word documents, you can just copy activity if it is the same activity. But when you are copying and pasting, we need to be double careful that don't give the same value. So text value true. So the next value we need to give, which is the company name. When I start typing company, mostly it comes. If it doesn't come, you need to use the keyboard input control plus space, right? If you put control plus space, you will get all the values, all the variables available there. So mostly it suggests, anyway, it found somehow, you're going to use the company name because you created this the second time, right? So you're going to type welcome to, I say to automate anything, right? So to automate anything, it's the second text that I'm giving. So again, I copy and paste and say some thanks text. Thank you for attending the training. Thank you for attending the training today, maybe. Okay, so you got the text value 3. Welcome to Automate Anything. Thank you for attending the training today. Right. So now I'm going to convert all these 3 value and say, welcome to Automate Anything. And thank you for attending today, right? So that is the output text. So again in the assign, so here I am going to say it is the output. So to get the output, you need to use the variable called output text, right? And then you say in the, so you can expand in the properties. So right hand side, you can see a properties window. So when you click on that, you can see this properties. So when you click on that, you get this. So you can pin it if you want, or you can, if you don't want, you can hide it. That will auto hide. Again, you can click and pin it so that it is always there. And you can also expand to see if the full values, right? So to set the value, you can type. So this is where the string operations come. So far we are doing the assignment, right? So we have assigned the value for the variable. So first thing, we created the variable, the input text, company name, thanks text, and output text. So for all the inputs, we have defined the input, right? So far we have defined the inputs. Now we are actually doing the process and showing the output. So the process is we need to join together all the values, all the string, right? All the string values. So to join the string, we need to give string. We need to give string dot. When you put string dot, you will get all the functions in it, right? So the different type of string operations you can do, right? So this is called as functions or different operations that you can do with the string, right? You can compare string, you can concat string, you can copy the string, you can do a lot of operations actually, the join and different things. You can try all different options and see how it actually works, right? And now we actually want concat, right? So what is concat? So when you keep there, it says, it gives the format, right, of how we need to use it, right? So you are going to take concat, and in the bracket, you actually say what are the things you need to concat, right? So all the 3 different options, right? So you need to give it in comma. So first thing is input text 1, comma, company name, comma, thanks text, right? So there are 3 text in it. Okay. So when you give all the 3, so you get the output text. So how to display this text? So you can give a message box, type message box, you get a message box so that you will get in a message. At the same time, you can also write it in a write line command. Okay, so I'll show the difference. What is the difference between a message box and a write line now? So this is the output text. Again, I put a write line. In the write line also I say output text. Okay. So now it's time to run this program. So to run the program, okay, if I say program, you will get frustrated, right? So it is a process or it is a workflow. So to run this workflow, you can choose this play button and click on run. Okay, that's all. So there is a difference between run and debug. So I will show in a moment what is run and what is debug. So the message box says, welcome to automate anything. Thank you for attending the training today. Okay, so this is the output that we wanted, right? So it is called string concatenation. And in the output panel, so this is the output panel. In the output panel, you can see there is also the result is displayed. Welcome to automate anything. Thank you for attending the training today, which is the write line. Okay, so the write line actually writes it in the output, and the message box will actually show you the message in the as a message box, right? So the message box that you got comes from the highlight this activity, the message box activity. The output command, this one, this output command comes from this activity, the write line activity, right? So this is something you want to know. So we usually in the real-time projects, we don't usually have this message box because somebody need to click on the OK button for the automation to run continuously. So that is why, they don't usually, we don't have the message box. You can see that in the message box, it will stay there. So when you run the program, you can see that the message box will actually stop the program. It will be always there, this message box. Until a user click on the OK, the program will still be there. Right? The control is now in the message box. So I click on OK. So the program comes to an end. Right? So we don't usually have message box. But in this case, just to show the string is actually working, then I give the message box. All right. So at times, any questions so far?
Sorry for the interruption,
No.
Vijay.
Yeah, hi, Vijay.
Rajneesh, actually, you just printed with the message box, right?
Yeah.
So in order we can automate by clicking the OK button also. Is it possible?
Okay, to click on the OK button, you're asking, is it okay to automate?
Yeah.
Why you want to click on the OK button?
Yeah, if the programs, if we need to run automatically, for example, if we are giving only one message, and if we are giving the user for the multiple messages.
Okay,
Is
so
it
you
possible?
can ask this question in a different way. Is it possible to have multiple options, right? Yes, no, okay. Is it that you are asking?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can have that. You can have multiple options as well, right? But we cannot automate clicking that button.
Yeah, the OK one. Okay.
Yeah, we cannot automate because it is for a purpose, because the user need to verify it. They have to click on the OK.
Yeah.
The message is like it's a prompt. We call that as a prompt message. So we are prompting the user that something has happened. So they will click the OK button to proceed. Yeah.
So only the user has to decide whether we should OK.
It's a prompt. It's a user prompt. Message prompt is for the user. So better you don't have the message box itself. So that is why we have a lot of conditions, right? So if the condition is satisfied, you will take action, and if the condition is not satisfied, you will take another set of actions. So that is where we talk about control flows. So you had of the if loop, right? The if loop, while loop, if condition. So we will use if condition to check and take, accept that message. So which we will discuss, when we go in depth about advanced classes, we will talk about that. Okay.
Rajneesh, one more question.
Yeah,
actually, you just entered with the output text, right? String.concat.
Yeah.
Can you come again for this?
Do I need to comment it?
No, I need to with it again. Which we have been in string.concat and in the double braces string.
Okay, so there is no double quotes
Okay.
because this is already a double quotes. So this is just a variable. Okay, so this is a variable. So when you are defining the variable, you no need to give double quotes, but you can give double quotes within this and define another string. Say hi Vijay. Right. So hi Vijay. Then I say the different. I need to add this plus to concat. This is another concat operation.
Okay.
This plus will actually add all this text to this hi Vijay. Right?
Oh.
So now if I run this program, it will actually tell your name because I give it within the quotes. So it's a hi Vijay and then concat all the option. So let us see how that works. Okay, so it says, hi Vijay, welcome to Automate Anything. Thank you for attending the training today. So this is one option. So string dot contains. So you get some result in a text or a page. You get a lot of result. You want to see whether a particular text is there. Maybe a value called invoice number or your name or congratulations. Something is there. If you want to verify, so you can verify that as well. And if for that, you need to do another assign statement and say that create a Boolean variable, because the output of this is going to be either yes or no, right? So you're going to check the output. So I say check output, which is a Boolean. So you need to change the variable type from string to Boolean because the answer is going to be either yes or no. So to test that, let us say output text dot, which is a string, right? So I told string dot. So very similarly, the output text dot, it will give all the functions related to the string, right? And I say CON, which is called contains. Then I say to automate anything. Right? So it will say whether the to automate anything is there in the text or not. Right? So here I write check for result. Check text result. Right? So here the output is so contains. So here I need to check whether if, right? If now the time to use if statement. So if the result is yes, which means if the check output, I no need to give equal to yes, but if I say check output, so there will be two outcome. One is the true and false. If the true, then the control comes to here. Then if it is false, the control comes to else. Okay. So what I write again, some kind of output saying message box. I will add the message box here and one message box here. Okay, so this message box, let me say yes. This message box, I say yes, it's available. And in this message box, I say no, it's not available, right? Or instead of it's no, the value is not available. Give some appropriate text, right? And then you can run this program. So here I am just instead of if, I'm just showing checking if the value is available in output text. Okay, so this message box is success message, and this is failure message. failure message. Here checking text. These are all outputs. So now if you run, so now what I am doing, I'm debugging it. Okay. So what is debugging? It is like step by step it will go through. So you need to click on the step into to start the debugging from the first line. Okay. So you saw that I did not write a single line of code. I'm just dragging and dropping and only mapping the value. So there is no coding in here, right? So that is why we call this as a low code platform or no code platform. You don't write code, but actually you do code. This is a logical way of doing coding, right? So there is no code. Anybody can do this. But still more skills are required in the logical way. When you are going more advanced, you need some more skill. The coding, it's not I won't say it is a coding skill, but it is a logical thinking. Yeah, and you need more understanding of the tool itself. You need to understand more and more UI path to do that. Okay, so which you will eventually learn from this course. Okay, so we will see here in the left hand side. You need to see the variable here. You can see the input text is null, right? By default, we did not give any value. That is why all these values are null. Okay, so now I take one step and seeing here, the input text is assigned, which is welcome to, right? Next, the company name is also assigned, which is to automate anything. Now the thanks text, that is also filled. Thank you for attending, right? Now the output text is combination of all these three. So to see whether this output is working, you need to step into one more time, right? So it says, hi Vijay, welcome to automate anything. In the check output text, see, by default, the check output is false. Why? Because it is Boolean, right? For Boolean, by default, it is false. It will say, I did not find any value, so it is false by default. Okay. Now the message box, when I check, so it will show you the message. This is the message box. So I click on OK, and right line will actually write one line here in this space. Okay. Hi Vijay, welcome to automate anything. It is written here. Now is the main part. We are checking whether the text to automate anything is there in the output. Okay. So I'm taking just one step. So now you can see the check output is, it become true. What I told, if it is true, then it will come inside this then section in the if activity. If it is false, it will go to the else activity. Okay. So when I take one step, it will say, yes, it is available, right? It comes inside and say, yes, it is available. So this is one step, it come inside. And when it's a second time, it is displaying the message box. Message box is a successful message. Yes, it's available. Okay. So now the program will come to an end. Okay. Anybody did not understand so far? Anybody facing difficulty here, or think that it is very difficult? Anyone?
For me, it is little bit because I don't have a technical background.
That's okay, Harpreet. It's fine. It's good that you accepted it. It is difficult because I'll take one step back to explain. So where you faced the difficulty?
So I didn't understand the logic little bit of his text. I think I was trying to work with you, but I think I got some error.
Okay.
So maybe I need to go through the recording and try to
That's why we still
do it
have
myself.
optional session. So if you are still not gathering it here, you need to connect with me.
Yeah, I do that.
Not the optional session. You have the link to book the session. So book one with me, and we will go through it all again. Okay. So it is very easy. It's
Perfect.
just that using the tool activity and dragging it may take some more time. For me, I'm dragging, maybe I dragged it a little fast and created a little fast, but for you, it will take time. When you do like couple of 5 or 10 examples, it will be easy for you. Okay. How about Deepthi?
Rajneesh, I think I need practice on this.
Okay.
And as Harpreet said, that we'll go through the recording and we'll do it step by step, and then I think we'll come up with more questions for
No
you.
worries. No worries.
Okay.
Thing is that you
I
are
think you're right, Rajneesh, that we need to have that logical understanding for how you're adding those inputs and values to these each text boxes or the input text values boxes,
yeah.
and try to articulate like get that output.
Yeah, so yeah, that's correct. So so have you done creating the variable for the first three?
I was trying to, but I am getting an error. I'm not sure I am doing it right or not, but
Don't worry, I'll leave it as it is. We will connect.
okay.
So next time, I will do step by step and wait once you complete. Then I will.
Yeah, actually, it will be good. I was going to say that.
Yeah, so we will do that. But this time, just for your understanding. But you go through the video and do it again. Okay.
Perfect. Yes, yes.
Uh,
Thanks.
Yeah, try it one more time. It will be pretty much easy. Only thing is, as the tool itself is new to you, you don't know how to drag and drop. Okay, so that's not a problem. Vijay, Venkat, Vijay Kumar, any other? Do you face any difficulty?
No, Rajneesh, actually, the logic we are able to understand whether we are going with a true or false connection.
Okay,
The
that,
next available steps which are going to initiate only it was little more difficult to
okay,
catch it. So once we
that's
start
fine.
with the recording.
That's fine. Okay. Not necessarily everything you can you can repeat it the same way, the fast, but it will over time you will come up to speed. Okay, so this is just the first program. But you like between this time, so this week to next week, you got some time, so you will be creating more similar string operations. Right? So that is the assignment for you. So create at least 5 string operations, 5 different context. Right? I told welcome to automate anything, but you can think about welcome to some website, right? The Amazon website or something, or a HR module. You can think different business scenario and create some kind of example. Okay, in your own understanding, just create some examples. But otherwise, if you understand what I am saying, even if it did not work, that is fine. If you understand how I did this, that would be even it's a good thing to start with now. Okay, so I will share this program with you in a zip folder. So you will be receiving a zip folder along with the email. So yeah, you can unzip that and then open the main file and see how this program is written. Try to debug it and see how it works, and try to replicate the same in your UI path. Okay. Any other questions anybody have?
Rajneesh, same Vijay.
Yeah.
Rajneesh, actually, you just entered with below like giving the company name as string, thanks, and the checking conditions, right?
Okay.
So can we have some data in the Excel sheet, and can we pull here?
Yeah,
Is
definitely you can do that. You can pull it from Excel. You can pull it from emails. You can pull it from databases, right? You can do a lot of options. But Excel, yes, certainly it is possible. So we will do some Excel chapter along with this in the upcoming classes. So you will come to know that it is Excel automation. Okay, we'll go through Excel automation. We'll go through email automation. We'll go through PDF automation. Yeah, many different types of automation we'll go through. Any other question? Anybody want to share their screen and get help now? Practice it and let me know this. Okay, no worries. If you have the confidence, if you can practice it, it's all good. But if somebody feel that, okay, I want to share my screen and get it clarified, you can do it now. Okay, but otherwise, today's class, it is really good for you, somebody to start the business analyst course. This is a great start because all the RPA fundamentals and so many theoretical topics we've gone through, like different roles and automation methodology, so many things we have gone through. And we saw about process and how it works, right? Also one example in the RPA developer. So this is just a start. We have a lot of topics to go through, but just to follow the instructions, whatever we are talking in the class. Right. Anybody have any other questions? You are all very silent. I'm a bit scared whether you are confident or not confident.
No, I think we are good. Let me share my screen. I will do it because I think I did something wrong. I initially when you started with the adding up the variables, right? On that, let me just first share my screen here. I think it will give a better understanding. So I think so. When you added the variables, right? I was not getting this to edit actually. I
Okay.
didn't know. I don't know why. But then later on, when I just added the text box here
Okay.
for the input, then it started uploading. So I think need to just go back and understand
Okay.
like what went wrong on this.
Okay. So you can give me access. So how to give access is
So I am not using. I'm using web actually.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's okay.
So
Can you why can you?
let me
Yeah.
just download it and come back.
No,
Meanwhile,
no, it's okay. So can you double click on can you delete one of the input? Because both are input, right click delete. Okay, so you deleted the input. Now you rename this variable to something else, company name. No, don't give any space between the company name.
oh, okay.
I will talk more about in the next class what is the standard to create the.
Correct. I was going to say that. Like
Yeah.
how we need to standardize this. Like
Yeah.
there should be a spacing, there should be any semicolons or like all those kind of like
Yeah, I'll
details.
talk about this. Yeah, I'll talk about this in the next class. So now create a company name without any space. Yeah, next variable, write text thanks.
Sorry?
Text txt thanks thanks. Okay, now write out
Space also we don't need, right?
no
Here
space.
also no space, right? Okay.
And next is
Okay, I get it now.
output. Yeah, output. Okay, now yeah, that's enough actually. That one, check is later that you can delete. Now write company name in the input text too.
Okay.
Write company name here, control space. Yeah, you got the company name. Yeah. Take the company name.
Okay. So I think my variables I was not able to edit at first. So that's why everything went
Yeah.
AY. Okay, got it.
Now company name and give within the quotes.
To automate?
To automate it, like quotes, within the quotes you need to give. Yeah. And write the full word and close the quotes. Yeah, that's correct. That's okay. And copy paste the entire thing. And thanks, text thanks. Control space. control space. Yeah, get the text thanks. Say thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and one more copy paste.
Yeah, I think we get it now.
Yeah, that's okay. It will take time. Say delete and give output control space. Yeah, take output. Now string dot concat.
Sorry?
Control A, delete it. Yeah, string dot type string. Yeah, select that.
Okay.
It's a class. Okay, so I'll say the difference between the class and objects, all those things in the development class. So string dot.
Okay.
Yeah, press dot and say concat. Yeah, concat in the bracket. So now what you are actually doing is you are merging all the previous text, right? So instead of
Correct.
like merging the text, you have that in the variable. So you need to merge the variable. Okay. So you need
Okay. Yeah.
control space input comma company name comma text thanks.
So spacing again not required
No,
after
not
comma in
required,
this.
not required. Yeah, not required. Control space
Oh, what
input company name
company name?
and text thanks.
Okay, yeah, got it. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now say in the message box, you need to, in the message box, you need to give the output, not the project. Go to the activity, click on the activities and type message box.
Here also no space.
Yeah. Drag and drop.
Okay.
And type the output, control space output. Okay, now it is all good. Run the program. Click on the debug, that one, and click on run. Yeah, click on that. It's okay. So it will compile and see whether any problem. Okay, click, got it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
To automate. Thank you. Right. So all the
Nice. Yep.
spaces you need to take
So
space.
correct. I think I went wrong where the variable I was not able to initially get edited. It was not getting edited.
Okay.
So I was not able to add the whole variable thing. So I
Okay.
think that's where
No.
everything went wrong.
No worries. It is easy, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can see that now.